Here dropping it already. Turn this air down so it's not messing things up. Cause that air is loud. So what's going on? Uh, you know, where am I at? Where have I been? I've been right here in Pittston, PA. What's up, Nick? Yeah, Nick, I've been over here in Pittston. We're just chilling over here. I got a CDL holder. He's doing great. Um, we delivered 2 trailers. I took him on a drive today. The pads out here in PA were packed. So like you should have seen the pads. Every pad was full out here, and we started our own parking spots over there for pre-trip. So we had all these trucks parked doing pre-trip. You're always in Pittston. Yeah, right now this is where I'm training at. I'm calling this my home for a little while. Well, Diego's all the way in Costa Rica. That's a lot. That's pretty far. It's farther than I want to go. But yeah, I am in Pittston right now. The thing is, I got 2 students, and one's a CDL holder, so I need to test him out. And my other one is a guy named Sylvester. Sylvester today was the first day I got to take Sylvester out and do some work with him. So I heard his engine compartment. His compartment was pretty good. He's learning it. He knew all the parts. He did pretty good. We went on a drive around Pittston. Now we did a lot of turns, and I was all like, I told him straight up, hey, let's go hit some curbs. I said, let's go hit some curbs. So we went out there. Sylvester was not hitting no curbs. So I had him turn and turn and turn and turn, and I was like, sooner or later, this guy's gonna hit a curb. So the only time he messed up was one of his last turns. He went straight out way too far, and when he turned left, he kind of hesitated on turning left, and we ended up straight at a curb with the front of the truck. So he didn't hit the curb, so we had to turn the wheels the opposite way, back up a little bit, turn it all the way, and go on. So, I mean, he's doing great, though. So I got 2 students right now, and they're both doing awesome. I decided, I was all like, there's an empty pad out here. Let's get Sylvester over here on this pad. I said, man, this dude's too good. I've been asking him if he used to drive truck on his island. He's from the islands. So I've been asking him, hey, did you drive truck over there on the islands? Because you're doing too good out here. So I put him on the pad, walked him through the driver's side parallel, had him back out, put him in the middle, walked him through the parallel again. Man, that dude was just doing. After that, expert. 3 times on that side, I said, let's mess him up. He's too good. Boom, boom, boom. Throw the codes over there. Perfect. So Sylvester's doing great. Okay, Nick says, I'm stressed so bad over doing pre-trip, but I got 100% stress screwed it up for the most, I think. Don't stress out. Just do it like as if you and your trainer were out there just practicing. Don't stress yourself out. Test day shouldn't be stressful. You should think about it like this. Your trainer would never ever put you on the list to test out if you weren't ready. So, if you're ready, then you're going to be on that list. Why stress it out? It's just another day. Skeletor, hey, how's it going? Oh, it's going good. And I can't complain. Life's good. There's nothing to complain about over here, Skeletor. And that's right. 90% of the fails are caused by nerves and stress. Yes, it is. There's no reason to be stressed out. Just do it. If you put in the time to study, and you put in the practice on the pad, and you listen to your trainer on everything about driving, there shouldn't be no stress. It should be stress free. My my first student, Rob. Rob is gonna go out here tomorrow, and he's gonna do pre-trip. He's gonna do some backing, and he told me he was gonna get here early enough to go get some Dunkin' Donuts tomorrow because he knows I love Dunkin' Donuts, so that's great. But he's gonna come out here and do his backing, and we're not gonna stop backing until he gets it. Once he gets it where he's happy with it, hey, go home, man. You'll go through my test the next day. So I'm gonna, he's a CDL holder, so he gets to pick his 3 maneuvers. And I'm gonna teach him all the maneuvers and let him make the decision on which one he wants to pick. Right now, he's looking at the passenger side parallel. He feels like he does it the best. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll pick that one. I don't know. But I'm going to teach him all of them. I want him to know every maneuver, and I want to make sure that he knows how to move that trailer around. And he's real good. Hardest part of backing is which way to turn the wheel. And you can ask him right now, hey, which way do you turn? If you want the tail to go left, which way do you want to turn the wheel? And he already knows. Nick says, people stress too much about pre-trip. And the reason we stress, us trainers, the reason we stress pre-trip so much is because the student, it's up to you to learn the pre-trip. It's out of our hands. So we overly stress it because we can't control it. It's up to you to learn it. So if you're not learning the pre-trip, that's on you. Like, we can't control it. As an instructor, I wish I could control your pre-trip and I could find, like, hey, do this, and it would work out perfectly. But if the student doesn't want to learn it, in my experience, if the student doesn't want to learn it, they're not going to learn it, and we lost. That student's going to lose on his test. New sub. Love the content. Hey, thank you. I'm out here trying to do it. It's kind of hard to do videos right now because I'm like putting in. Today I put in 8 hours. We finished up our day, and I was all like, we're out here on the pad for most of it, so like I can't do videos out here on the pad. When you're out there on the pad doing backing, you can't do any videos, so like it makes it hard. And plus I wouldn't be doing videos out here on the pad because I don't want somebody to go like look at my backing maneuvers and try to do them instead of what their trainer taught them. It's not good. I'll be there in 3 months. Well, come on out here, Nomad. 3 months is a long time. 3 months is a while. I'm guessing Nomad's going to go flatbed because it's there in his name. So, but for sure, come on out here. Maybe you'll get lucky and come over here to Pittston and we'll be able to meet. What is that, a 555? Bah, bah, bah. Handsome says, hey, Twizted. Bam, bam, bam. I guess that's 555, or maybe that's a waving hand. Wave 3 times. By the 2nd week of February. So Fisher says that he hopes to be at Prime the 2nd week of February. That's good. You come out here and during your PSD, while a trainer is awake and in the driver's seat in the passenger seat next to you, you can go through a little bit of winter. So, like, I think that would be probably the best time to come out because February is still winter time. I consider winter to go to the end of February. Once I get past February, I'm not worrying about winter no more. The only reason I don't do flatbed is the tarping. See, I don't even know how bad the tarping is. I hear about it. I hear that it's hard work. It's tired. But you got, like, I look at flatbed like this with the tarping and all the straps and everything they're doing is, if you're doing flatbed it has to get done. So I think if I was flatbed, I'd just look at it like, look, it has to get done. I need to just get out there and do it. I don't care how cold it is or whatever. It has to be done so I can leave. So you make yourself go out there and do it. I think flatbed, if you want to get into shape and work out and stuff, I think flatbed's the best bet because guess what? Your job's gonna make you work out. It's gonna make you get in shape. I got a lot of flatbed friends and they love flatbed. They wouldn't do nothing else. I have one friend that did reefer for his first 2 years, and now he's doing flatbed, and he loves flatbed. He says that when you're flatbed, you get a lot more respect from the shippers and stuff like that. You're treated a lot different. Like the reefer, I'm not gonna lie, some of these shippers and receivers, they treat us like dirt out there. Like I don't know why that is, but like for some reason, man, they like feel like they can talk to you however they want. They said flat. He told me flatbed. They come out, shake your hand, like, "Hey, appreciate you bringing this stuff to us. We'll get it unloaded as soon as we can to keep you going." I mean, that's cool stuff. I hope to be home by the second week of February. Been out since early December. Early December. Yeah, dude, you're going on 2 months out. It's time to go home. I try to go home like every month for about 4 days. So like now that I'm over here training in Pittston, it's kind of keeping me away from home. Like I haven't been home since pretty much I tested Jesus and Gifty out. So however long that's been, because I tested them out and then I got on the road to come up here to get my next student. Because I'm having a lot of my students come out of up here. A lot of people on YouTube are requesting me as a trainer, or we're messaging, and I'm getting my students from up here. And a lot of you guys that watch YouTubes are out of this area. What's going on, Chris? Chris said, "What's up?" So I've noticed that a lot of people that watch YouTube actually are coming up here to Pittston. I get emails all the time. I need to check my email because I had a guy asking me to train him the other day, and he emailed me, and I missed one of his emails. So he resent me the same email. He said, "Hey, did you get my email?" I was like, "Oops," because I'm not checking that email like as much as I should. I check it about once a day. You enjoying your day off, Chris? Hey, I went over there to the pizza place, man. I got me some more pizza. That's some good pizza over there. A lot of people's asked me about that pizza. Oh man, I just went blank on the name of it. I think it's Uncle Joe's. It's over here in Pittston. What you do is you get on a shuttle and you go to Walmart. You go over there. Some shuttle drivers, if you tell them, "Hey, I'm going to Uncle Joe's," they'll take you right to the place. But some of them will just drop you off at Walmart, let you walk over there, then you walk back to Walmart, catch the shuttle, which is real close to Walmart. It's not far of a walk. Plus, it would do you some exercise after eating all those carbs and stuff. What flavor am I vaping right now? It's over here. It's the humble sweeter puppets. So it's pretty much like a strawberry graham cracker kind of dessert. So my bad, Chris. Chris says I'm rubbing it in. Yeah, I'm rubbing it in a little bit, Chris, just a little bit. But it's the truth. I did go over there. I'm eating that pizza place all the time because shoot, it's good. And there's actually, I looked online, Chris, to see what it was ranked, and it's only ranked number 7 in this area for the best pizza in this area. So I'm thinking about going to some of the other pizza places, like 1, 2, 3, 4, trying some of them out. Because I'm hearing that they got some good pizza places over here in this town. Can anyone visit Prime in Missouri, or do you have to be a student? Nomad, if you know someone that's at the terminal, like if you know somebody that a truck driver or a trainer or something like that, they can bring you in as their guest. But pretty much, it's a big terminal. It's really nice. I mean, they have a basketball court in there. They got a gym. They got a movie theater. I mean, it's nice in there. So that's pretty much the only way. My teammate calls my vape a douche flute. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know why he would call that, but that's kind of weird. Timothy says easiest way to memorization is a little bit at a time. Yeah, a little bit at a time. You got that thick packet of pre-trip. When you get here, you got that thick packet of pre-trip. Rip out the engine compartment. Start with that engine compartment. Get that engine compartment perfect. Then move on to the next one. So that's a little bit at a time. Oh, what's going on? There's Jesus. It was probably Junior. Oh, Jesus, you have to go there. Man, Jesus, you're out there knocking out miles and still catching it like every live. Jesus out there running down those miles. He should be going home sometime pretty soon. No, actually, you Jesus actually he took the initiative, and instead of him waiting on a trainer to take him home to switch his license over to Texas, him and a couple guys from Texas, they jumped in, rented a car, I believe, and they ran home, switched their license, and then came back in the same day. That's pretty smart. That way Jesus didn't have to wait on a trainer to take him home, switch his license over. He already had it all done, and he's on the road. That's a pretty good way of doing things, especially students that have their car here and stuff like that. My student right now is from South Carolina. His car's here. I wouldn't suggest running all the way to South Carolina to switch your license over, unless you just wanted to take your car home and your trainer was gonna pick you up there. Heading to Oakland. Be careful in Oakland. Oakland. You're going to see a lot of California and a lot of the East Coast on that team truck. Jesus, y'all should be running back and forth just constantly. That's the way to do the best miles. Me and Chris, we busted out back and forth real quick. Oh yeah, Chris, you're right. That Oakland FedEx load, that was a good load. You going from Massachusetts to California? Yeah, that's what you want, Jesus. Run it over there as fast as you can. Faster you get your miles done, the faster you get your own truck. I don't know why, but I like watching my smoke in the vape. I like watching my vape on the screen right here. I'm so into just watching the vape on the screen. Yeah, you're doing a FedEx load. Yeah, that FedEx. That's what's up. Doing those FedEx loads. The trip planned at last time I did a FedEx load, they were a trip planned at 55 miles an hour constantly. Like you had to keep that truck moving 55 miles an hour. You weren't going to make it, at least. What's up, Jeff? Jeff's in the house. Yeah, right, Chris? Talk to your trainer. There's no waiting around in California. It's turn and burn. Yeah, for everyone that doesn't know, that's Chris Smith. That's my old teammate. Like we came out here together, and we ran a team truck for a long time, and we were constantly like our fleet manager better have us a pre-plan because we were in his face trying to get a load to run those miles. Like we loved running miles. Me and Chris and I, we pretty much had the attitude of if I'm not at my house, I'm gonna maximize the amount of money I make every week. My mileage better be 5,500 to 6,000 miles. Period, 6,000 plus. And we ran hard. We didn't play around. Like we didn't stop nowhere and go see any sites or anything like that. Unless we had time on the load, then we might Uber somewhere. I mean, we went to Massachusetts' biggest mall. We went to a casino here and there. I mean, we did have some fun. It wasn't all work, but for the most part, we were trying to get as many miles as we could. It's a good place to park in Oakland, about 5 miles from FedEx. It's an old Walmart parking lot. I wonder where that is. Shoot, get on Google Maps. You'll be able to find it, Jesus, if you need parking over there. Yeah, and also Chris and I, we liked watching wrestling, like the WWE, especially pay per views like Hell in the Cell. Jacob was not Chris's trainer. Chris had a guy in California, but we would pull over to watch all the wrestling pay per views. We would make sure, like, if I had to run harder during my shift, or if Chris had to make up the extra time to see that pay per view, we would do that to get to the pay per view. And back to Chris and Jacob for his trainer. Jacob wasn't Chris's trainer. Chris had a trainer out of California. He was a pretty good guy. We were sitting in the class, and he came in there. He sat down, and he was all like, "They're all like, hey, you need a student?" And he's like, "Yeah." Oh, the Rumbles tonight. Shoot, I haven't been watching wrestling, but Chris, I'm gonna probably look up the Rumble tonight. Might as well give me something to watch tonight. But yeah, Chris's guy came in there, sat right next to me in that room. He goes, anyone from California? Everybody's like, no. New Mexico? The instructor guy goes, how about east of the Mississippi? I said, Texas. Texas right here, this guy. So I kind of put Chris on that guy's truck. Chris was all like, what? That guy goes, wait, what part of Texas? Because I don't want to go way down south in Texas. I was like, no. South of Amarillo. He goes, oh, that's cool. So Chris got him as a trainer. But yeah, I'm probably going to watch the Royal Rumble. You got to love Royal Rumble. Throw everybody over the top rope. Winner gets a title shot at WrestleMania. Did we ever get floral loads? Yeah, we got floral loads. We got a floral load, and it was right after Chris had to get off the truck for a little while because he had back surgery, and it was, I think, our second load out, if I remember right. It might have been our first load out, but I'm pretty sure it's our second load out. Chris just got back from back surgery, and we told the fleet manager, hey, take it easy on us. What does he do? He gives us our first team floral load. So we had to go to all those places and deliver it. So we were going to all those places, and Chris, he manned up, man. Chris, he did as much work as I did. Like, we were both working. And after we were done, my fleet manager tried to pay me all the money for unloading, and I said, no. He said, you pay Chris whatever he helped with. Like, if you feel like he helped with the whole load, then pay him half or whatever. I said, nope, we ain't doing that. I said, just split it straight down the middle. Pay Chris, pay me. We'll be happy. And that's what he did. Reese cups and pizza. Oh man, a couple of Big Reds, Reese cups, and pizza. That sounds good. Yeah, for sure, Chris. You remember that? Those days me and Chris, we love Big Red. Like, that's one of our drinks down there in the South is Big Red. So we would always get a Big Red, some Reese cups for dessert, and we would get a whole Pilot's pizza, and we would half it, and we would eat, and watch wrestling. Uh, Jesus said they declined a floral load in Florida. That was your trainer did that. Jesus, he must have not wanted to do it. It was probably like how many stops did it end up being? Jesus, do you remember? Was it like 13 stops or 12 stops or what? Yeah, and Chris is right on that floral load. We didn't get much sleep on it. I remember we had all these appointment times. And Chris told me, hey, we had some during the day. And I told Chris, I said, you'll make every single appointment time. I said, I'm going to be the one that loses sleep. He's like, nah, I can't make it to all of these. He goes, the appointment times are for tomorrow and stuff. And I said, nah, I said, dude, you're going to make it to all of them. I said, because they don't have, like, we can get there as soon as we can. And I said, they're all real close to each other. We'll just go to the mall. These places are closed. And, like, so we pretty much just went in there as soon as we could. We got to the first one. Chris woke me up. Hey, we're here, man. I'm back in. I'm all half asleep. Boom, we unloaded. Next one. Hit the next one. Boom, unloaded. Next one. Boom. So I mean, we did them all like real quick. They were real fast. Jesus, you don't know how many stops it was. Yeah, no clue. Yeah, average. I think the average is probably like 7 stops for a floral load. I think that's pretty much average. That's a safe number to guess. To If I had a guess, it would be probably about 7. We picked up in Miami and had to stop in Woodstock, Georgia, and Walker, Michigan. Hey, that's not bad. A 2-stop load. That's not bad. I had a 4-stop load the other day. I was like, man, this is horrible. Like, it wasted pretty much 2 days. I mean, like, I could have did way more miles, got more money on my check, but hey, it's what the load required. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, Chris is right. We did take a break in uh a reset in South Denver, and that's all. The reason we took that reset is the sleep. I was all like, man, didn't get much sleep last night, but I'm ready to go. I'll just go. I ain't tripping. I didn't drive. My clock's reset. Well, the weekend guy gave me a not so hot load. So I ended up just saying, you know what, with no sleep, if it would have been a good load, I wouldn't have mind driving with no sleep and doing what it took. But since it was a really, really bad load, I said, nah. So we're tired. We're just going to take a reset right here. So that's what we did. Chris and I, we took a reset right there. And we waited till the fleet manager came in and shoot, got to moving again. So I mean, like, it wasn't nothing though. I mean, the bad load, I was all like, I really don't want to deal with the bad load. Oh my gosh, my phone's tripping out over here. Has a mind of his own. I bumped that wire that it's sitting on top of and it curved it. Chris had 4 stops yesterday. That's local life, Chris. You wanted local, you got local, bro. Chris is with a company called NFI, and he's a bread deliverer. He works for the bread company over there in Lubbock. If anyone needs a job over there, if you're in the Lubbock area and you need a local job, that's who you need to talk to. Is Chris Smith right there? Because I think he gets a referral bonus over there. So if y'all are looking for a job in Lubbock, Texas, and y'all want to give somebody a referral bonus, or you want information on a local job over there, Chris Smith. Talk to Chris Smith because he's Maybe he gets a referral bonus if y'all go out there. I mean, help him out. And Chris said we would always get loads with too much time on it. Yes, a lot of times we got loads with too much time on it, but we always, after a time doing the team truck, we knew where to drop those loads. Like we knew if we came up here anywhere in this area, we knew to drop it in Pittston. If we were down in California, we knew to take it to Fontana. If I have what I need to do is go ahead and do a video with like all the drop yards and put up all the drop yards codes so everybody will have them. Or if you need the drop yard codes, ask on Facebook. Somebody will put them in there. Or send me an email. I'll send you all the drop yard codes. I got them all. Or I got a majority of them. I might not have every single one, but it's always good to know where those drop yards are in case you ever have to drop a trailer or you have too much time on a load, you want to drop it. You need to make sure you know where they are because your dispatcher might not tell you where they are. But if you already know, you're all like, hey, I'm down here in Florida too early on this load. I'm going to drop in Armadale because it's 5 miles from this place and this load has 24 hours on it. I'm dropping right there, Or same thing with Fontana, Dallas, Michigan. I mean, like way up there in the top of Michigan. I mean, like there's different places to drop, so make sure kind of remember those drop yards. The more you go to them is also going to be better because you're going to know where they're at. You're going to know where they're located. Remember where they're located. You might go a little bit out of the way to drop at that drop yard, but it's going to be worth it if you can drop it 24 hours early because then you can grab your next load and go. It's not waiting around over there for 24 hours. Time is money. Time is money. Timothy, is it tough for someone to get a trainer in Las Vegas? No, because it doesn't matter where you're from. Like, I mean, it's kind of tough from Florida. Not a lot of people like going to Florida, but it's not really tough anywhere to get a trainer because you got to think about it. Like, once you start driving 6 to 1,200 miles, that ain't nothing because we're so used to doing it. So you take about take 1,000-mile radius around where you're at. You could have a trainer from anywhere there or even further. Chris was in Texas. His trainer lived in LA. So I mean, like that's pretty far. Guess what? They made it work. So don't worry about where you're at coming out here and if it's going to be hard for you to get a trainer. If they have somebody that lives over there, then it's better. There's an ice cream load that goes to Vegas. And I know a lot of trainers would be happy to have you because guess what? They're going to get the ice cream load to Vegas and then they're going to take a 34-hour reset in Vegas. Your home time might be their home time. They might be having some fun in Vegas. So you're actually doing a trainer a favor by being from Vegas if you look at it like that. Jesus says someone tried to use my driver code, but he said it wasn't finding me. Oh, you're talking about for a referral bonus, Jesus, I guess? I don't know, Jesus. Call me or text me and tell me what you're talking about right there. I think you're talking about like for a referral and it wasn't finding you. Someone tried to use my driver code and said it wasn't finding me. Like, I don't know about that, Jesus. If they put you down for a referral, it should pop you in there. I don't know for sure. Yeah, you said yeah. Yeah, Jesus, I don't know what happened there. Maybe you can only get a referral as if you're an A seat, maybe too. I don't know. That's where you're setting is in Florida. Hey, there's a drop yard in Florida. I believe there's 2 drop yards in Florida. So yeah, the code. Shoot, I don't exactly remember the code for the Florida drop yard. I got a list of them. I just type it in off of the list. Handsome, send me an email. I'll send you the drop yard information. I'll forward it back to you. That way you can maybe see if you can drop that load there. If you don't want to be setting there. Some people, I have a friend that drives trucks, and he loves setting places because he could play video games. So he didn't want to drop in no drop yards. You know, he just wants to sit around playing video games all day. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's his money. If I'm not home, I want to make the most I can out of my time. Uh, oh, my wife. Yeah, I got rid of the mohawk. It's gone. I'm bald again. My wife said that it looks good. Yeah, just she was telling me yesterday we were on Facebook video chat or whatever it's called. FaceTime Facebook, whatever you call it. But she was all like, "Oh, your hair is so long and nappy," and I was like, it's time to cut it off. It needs polishing. I got a pretty shiny head for a bald guy. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, I didn't take it to the skin with a razor. Like, there's still a lot of hair up there. You know, I can't wait till it just falls out. Why can't it just all fall out? That way I don't have to cut my hair no more. That would work out pretty good. Get your pad to buff. Oh, get my PSD to buff it out. That's not in the PS. That's not a part of the PSD's job to buff my head. That sounds bad. You met my wife says she met me like this. Oh, you got them and you're setting in the dropping down yard? Okay. Yeah. Your fleet manager wouldn't let you drop the load there? Add it to the pre trip. Hey, Jesus, did you like that pre trip I sent you the other day? I sent Jesus. Jesus is lucky. He's he's the one probably going to be one of my future instructors like me, and I sent him a copy of my pre-trip. So I don't know how he said that he liked it. He was kind of jealous that I didn't have him do that. But I'm changing things up, trying to make it easier. Take it to the dab and get it approved. Man, honestly, I don't think the dab is doing anything. I think the dab was just for drivers to complain about stuff and not nothing ever changed really. I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm sure some things changed with the dab, but like the shuttles over here at Pittston are still not running as frequent as like I've messaged the dab and asked them to do. So, I would like to get more shuttles over here. That would be good because then you could get your students here on time. Freight was low, I suppose. Uh, yeah, it's kind of like an 8084. Chris is talking about an 8084 at the prison. Pretty much an 8084 was a pretty much an inspection of your work area. You look for stuff that's broken, lights out, stuff that doesn't work, and you would fill out this thing called an 8084. And the 8084, you could put down the same light every single day. They wanted you to go around and look around and see what's broken and put it on there to get it fixed, but they wanted you to go look around, but what we did is just put the same light down every single day because they would never fix the light. It was never going to get fixed. So I guess he's saying the dab's kind of like the 8084. It's not going to get fixed. And they might not have, Prime might not have the money. You think this multi-million-dollar company would have enough money for another shuttle or two or change the hours of it, but hey, what can you do? Right now, security over here is doing it, and they got to go do their yard checks, and they got to do this and that. So, You know that you still got to wait on that shuttle. You know, that's it is what it is. Sylvester surprised me today. Sylvester, I thought that he was going to get here. I told him to be here at 11. I was expecting him to be late because of the shuttles. You know, I'm understanding that the shuttles are making people late, so I was expecting it. Sylvester shows up at 8 in the morning. Shows that he really wants this. Shows me that he wants to be a truck driver, and that's a good sign whenever your student's showing up early. You know, every student that I had that showed up early has done great out here. Every student that I've had that was late doesn't do good. Look at Jesus. Jesus was always early. Jesus was one of my easiest students ever. My best student ever was Luis Vasquez Torres on being on time, wanting this bad, and doing the best on his test. He was driving a manual truck on his test. I'm pr- well, he might have been the first automatic, actually. I can't remember for sure. He might have been my last manual or my first automatic. But he only got 2 points on his whole test, and it was two blinkers. Like, if he wouldn't have messed up on those blinkers on his drive, he would have been my perfect test. You know, I still haven't had a perfect test. I thought Zach was going to be my perfect test, really. I had high hopes for him being my perfect test. Someday I'm going to get a perfect test. I want to have a student come back with 0 points. And I want to keep that going. 0 points, 0 points, 0 points. You know, that means that I'm doing boss out here. We got pre-planned a floral load out of Miami heading out in the morning. Hey, good luck on the floral load. You're going to get a workout. Who'd you have a chat with, Jesus? Chris says, glad we didn't get an automatic restriction. Me too, Chris. I liked it. I liked the driving the manual when we had it. Like it was, it gave you something to do. You could always be shifting gears. I mean, like, kind of now you just put it in drive and you work the Jake brake, but switching gears, climbing those mountains, downshifting, like the stress of I might kill my truck if I miss my gear, or I might lose a lot of momentum if I miss my gear. You know, it's kind of like wow. So you're right about that. Trifecta isn't good enough. Sorry. Trifecta is good enough, but whenever you miss the oil level, I mean, like, we couldn't have found out that the oil level. No, but Jesus, you're right. Trifectas are, that's good enough. And the most important thing is somebody get their CDL instead of going home with nothing. So, that's important too. I just want a perfect test, though. I can be like, look, I had a perfect test. Chris, you say you like both of our trucks? Yeah, I like both of our trucks. I like both of our trucks. They were nice trucks. This truck is at first I didn't like the color of this truck and I didn't really like this truck, but the truth is that this truck right here has been in the shop hardly at all. Like not really at all. Like whoever gets online and buys this truck, I'm kind of jealous of them because they're going to get a really good truck. Like it only has 250,000 miles. First off, 250,000 miles, that's not many miles on one of these trucks. And on top of that is every time it's needed an oil change or service or, you know, the chassis lube or anything, it's been done. Has brand new tires on it. Or I probably put about 5 or 6 thousand miles on these brand new tires I just got on it. So whoever's gonna buy this truck, they're gonna get a steal. Yeah, Chris, you're right. We used to say, "I hope I don't get a forest green truck." I got the forest green truck right now in Pittston. Like, there's like 5 or 6 of us, and we all got forest green trucks over here. Like, it just looks like forest green pad out here. But yeah, me and Chris, we used to fight it. We would be like, I don't want the forest green truck. No, no, don't give me the forest green truck. We ended up with a forest green truck. It's all good. It drives. It drives. It hasn't been in the shop much. I mean, can't beat that. Chris, I've been talking to if you remember Arthur at the state, he's been hitting me up about trucking, and he don't want to be away from his family. So I kind of told him, I was all like, hey, look, you come to Prime, I'll teach you whatever. You know, come out here to Prime. But he's looking for a local job, and you probably want to talk to him. Hit him up on Facebook, because tell him to come out here for a year and then go to NFI. You know, if y'all are hiring, I don't even know if you're hiring. I don't even know if y'all need drivers, but you know, you might talk to him and let him know some stuff. I don't know. He might have hit you up on Facebook too, but he was hitting me up about coming out here. Another prison guy trying to get away from the prison. You know, I don't blame him. But yeah, it feels like it's late at night. It gets so dark here so fast over here in Pittston. It's like 4 o'clock and the sun's going down. Like it's been dark out there for a while. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm in a forest green truck with a. If you are looking for me, I'm the one with the Hatchet Man stickers on it. Forest green Hatchet Man stickers. If you don't know what a Hatchet Man is, it's the record label of Insane Clown Posse. It's their logo. So you know, all the juggalos out there, whoop whoop. I've been getting I'm seeing a lot of comments on my Facebook that I mean on not on my Facebook, on my YouTube, that are from juggalos saying whoop whoop. Okay, so Chris, you have talked to Arthur or tried to, and he didn't call you. You know, I was just thinking, some people some people will talk to me about coming out here and they'll never make the jump, or they'll talk to me for a while, think about making it, get close to making the jump out here, and then they'll decide not to. And people are back and forth about trucking. You know, they don't know for sure that they want to do this. Like, you got to make up your mind and come out here. If you're coming out here, you got to do it fully. No, I did not, Chris. After this, call me. Let me know what's up. But yeah, trucking, it's a big jump. Like I told Arthur, you're gonna be away from your family. Can you deal with being away from your family? And also, you got to remember that your family is what you're doing this for. For you're making sure that your family's surviving out there, you know, in this world, and you know you're making sure that your bills are paid, that they have everything. You know, you're gonna be on your phones a lot, FaceTiming your family, talking to them on the phone. You know, trucking is not being home all the time. I get students out here that ask me all the time. They'll get on the truck and they'll be like, "Hey, when do I get to go home next?" I'm all like, "Dude, you need to finish your training." So, you know, like they're already wanting to go home. And then I get some students like, "Hey, we go home every weekend." I'm all like, "No, dude, you came to the wrong company thinking that you're going to go home every weekend." You know, I said, "You're going to be out. This is truck driving. You came out here to drive a truck." Like, I guess maybe the recruiters need to really, really tell these people, "Hey, look, you're coming to a job that you're not going to go home every week. You're not going to go home every night." Like, I get some people that think that they sleep in a motel room every night. They'll get on my truck and they'll be like, "Hey, we're going to sleep in here. We're not going to get a hotel room." I'm like, "Nah, dude. You're you're in a truck. You live in this truck. You live at your work." Like, I wake up, I'm at work. I go to bed, I'm at work, you know? So Rob, there's Rob. Rob says, "I thought we go home every night." Yeah, no, you don't go home every night. Um, the closest I've been to going home every night is whenever I test the student in Springfield, because I moved my family to Ozark, right next to Springfield, so I got to sleep in my bed a lot. Yeah, and Chris is right too. Chris went local, and he had it for a while. They put him on a load that went to Oklahoma, and he had to stay the night in Oklahoma a lot. So he went local, and he still wasn't home every night. So I mean, like even the local guys, and one thing I look at local is we're working off of the same clock. So you have a 10-hour break to go home. Like you better live close to that job. You're going to go home, eat, go to bed, shower, go to bed, wake up the next day real early, get back to the truck, and go again. So, home time is be grateful when you go home time. Make the best of it as you can when you go home. Like, spend as much time as you can with your family. I mean, it's good. I got to reset almost twice a week. Oh, in Oklahoma, you got to reset almost twice a week? Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. Jesus says, "My recruiter said you'll never be home again." Hey man, y'all subscribe to Jesus's channel right there, and he'll tell you that you'll never go home again once you become a trucker. No, you will go. You will go home. Like you're gonna go home. People, you're. It's not like you're never gonna go home. You're not gonna go home as much as you thought you were gonna go home. Like, and especially like I look at it like this. Like, I what me and Chris would do is we would try and make our money to pay our whole bills for the month. We used to always do that. We would run hard at the beginning of the month. Once we made all of the money to pay all of our bills, we were all like, it's time to go home. If we made extra money after that on the way home and the way back out, so be it. But we made sure we made our money to pay our bills and everything, and then we went home, and we were doing great. We made more than the amount of money we needed to pay our bills. Like we were living good. And we would go home and we would blow money. Like my wife used to say that, "Hey, I hate it when you come home because every time you come home, you spend at least a grand or two." And hey, I'm at home, I'm having a good time. I work hard for this money, so we're gonna have a good time every time I'm home. Dad's gonna make the best out of it. My kids want something. So whenever I was over the road, my kid point at something. Boom, that's yours. Because I'm not home much, so like I think of it like this: is if I bought them a toy or something, then they might think about it and be like, every time they see that toy, they might be like, "Hey, Dad bought me that toy." It might remind them of me. So I did stuff like that. Like if they pointed, they got it. Yeah, and Chris is right. We have some truck. Chris is talking about one of our trucking friends. We have a friend that pretty much he was kind of like couch surfing and he didn't have a home, so the truck is his home. Like, and some people, if you don't even have a home, this truck is your home. Like, I'd rather be homeless in a truck and just running and making money, and I have money to eat, and I have a roof over my head. This is your home sometimes. Chris says, "Yep, we did spend a lot when we were home." Yeah, we did, Chris. We spent a lot of money. My wife says, "Still save. We have a pipe that cracked, cost us over a grand to fix. Was the garage door springs. So yeah, and that's right. My wife's right. She said we saved money. We had a pipe in the backyard. It cracked and it cost over $1,000 to fix. It was a sewer pipe. So like I was over the road and she had water backing up in the house. Like it not good. And it ended up that somehow a pipe got crushed in the backyard. My garage door spring bust open, and like the garage door was messed up. So we had to spend money on that. You know, I mean, it's different stuff like that. Yeah, and that's right, handsome. Nice to make enough money for bills and bailing out when you go home. Yeah, for sure. Nick, how much can you make doing company team? All right. I'm not like I don't want to put out actual numbers because it's different based on state by state. I will tell you about an average. Me and Chris would bring home anywhere from about what 1,200, Chris, to about 16, 1,800, something like that, and that's bring home. All right, Chris. Yeah, call me tomorrow. I'll be out on the pad watching my student back. I'll probably grab my headset and I'll be able to answer the phone. And because both of my students are good, I'll just tell them what to do and I'll just sit back and I'll be able to talk a little bit. So yeah, the team we were doing good though. We were bringing home about that much. Chris and I were each bringing home that much. So I mean, like it's good. It's like company company solo is gonna be your pretty much your lowest paying, I believe, and you can bring home anywhere. We see, and I'm talking about Texas because I didn't have later's Chris. I didn't have a state tax and stuff like that. So you know, everyone's is gonna be different. But you know, whenever I was solo, it was bringing home about 800 to 1,200. You know, it's the lowest paying. Then team truck, you know, where you make more. And then lease truck, it's a gamble. You can make even more than that, or you can have a bad week and owe prime money. So, you know, pretty much if you're good at running a truck, if you're good at running a truck and good at managing a business, those lease guys can consistently bring home good checks, and it's going to be real good. I'm not a risk taker. I'm not a risk taker at all. I want to be like, hey, I make this much money and I'm making this much every week. Bam, 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 bam. I don't want, hey, I made a really good check, decent check, good check. I'm going home. Now I'm in the negative. The next week I got to work out of the negative and then I'm making good money again. Like that's not my kind of life, and that's just what I kind of see is that happens a lot, you know, and I'm not speaking for all leases, but I see it a lot. Some people take out so much of their truck and they put it into emergency their revenue. They take out so much of their revenue and they put it to like emergency fund. That way when they go home, they're not going to be in the negative. They're just going to put that money on their truck that week. So when they come back out, they're just making money again. I've heard of some lease guys saying, "Hey, let your truck go into the negative. When you go home, let your truck go into the negative. They're going to give you better loads to get out of the negative. You'll get out quick and you'll be on a cycle of good loads, so you'll be getting good checks for a while." You know, I'm not saying that that's right or wrong. I said this is just things I've heard. Oh, Timothy, it'd be okay with you to stay out 3 months at a time? Shoot, go for it, man. Stay out 3 months. You know, you're running all that time, making all that money, and then when you go home, shoot, go have you a blast. Like if I'm gonna stay out for 3 months, when I come home, I better have a blast. I better have a good time when I'm home. You can better believe that we're gonna have filet mignon and we're gonna have the most expensive wine bottles and we're gonna have a good time. You work hard, you can play hard. If you don't work hard, you can't play hard. What's that thing they all work and no play makes me a doughboy? But yeah, you're gonna get what you put into this business. If you're willing to run hard and run whatever hour it takes to get the job done, and you're then you're gonna do fine out here. If you're just coming out here to goof off and do a load every once in a while, then like you're not gonna do good. You came to a job about driving and about running miles and making money off of the amount of miles you do. Let's run. Let's go make the most of it we can. Like I feel like whenever I was running on the team truck, I felt like me and Chris were those hungry hippos from that game, and all those marbles were money out there. And me and Chris were just like bam, 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 eating as many marbles as we can, making the most money we can while we're not home. You know, that's what I try to tell my students too, is you want to make the most money you can while you're not home. You want to get paid for not being home. That's the point of it. Is we're over the road truck drivers. We're not home. We want to make the most money we can to pay for me not being home. So if I can make a lot of money by not being home, let's make it. If I ever got to a point where I couldn't make no money and you still want to keep me out over the road and not let me go home, then, I'm going to go somewhere else. Because if I'm not making no money out here, I might as well go home and make money at like do whatever I can, side jobs or whatever to pay my bills. Right now I'm at Prime, I'm making a lot of money and I'm not home. I'm balancing it. I Shoot, I haven't been home in like 3 weeks now, so no, I think it's been 3 weeks. I don't know exactly how long it's been, but you know, um, I might, I'm gonna test out Rob, and then I'm thinking about running some loads with the other guy, and then coming back testing him out, picking up my next student, and then running home with him. Go home for a couple days, so I can do my income tax and stuff, and then come back over here to Pittston and just bam, 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 bam. I want to go home for my. I'm gonna go home for my anniversary for sure. I think that's pretty important. I would like to be home for my wife's birthday and around the time Jesus is going to be there. I don't know if that's going to work out and everything. If everything isn't, if all the planets are in line, it'll work out. If all the planets are in line, me and Jesus will be having steak dinners at my house that week. So you never know. But I tell you what, this Pittston for training compared to Springfield, I'm going to compare the two. So Springfield, they're it's a little bit bigger class. They have way more simulators, so like it's a really busy week. I mean, you're running through all these classes, you're busy. Over here, it's kind of like we're going to take these classes. There's only like two simulators in the room, so everybody's taking turns on the simulator, and about 3 days worth of classes over here, and you can get put with a trainer. Pretty much right now, everyone at Pittston's getting a trainer. In Springfield, I'm pretty sure too, everyone's getting a trainer. So, they're pretty much the same over here in Pittston. They're gonna make sure that the students know that the pre-trip is all on them, and I think that that's good. They're more. I feel they're more strict on the students. They're more. They take this way more serious over here than Springfield does. Springfield kind of is more like, hey, like, hey, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, and they leave it at that. But over here, they're all like, you're the one that needs to do this, and you're the one that needs to learn that, and you're the one that needs to be on time. It's not, you need to do this. Hey, I need to do my laundry. My laundry's piling up back there. Am I doing it today? No, I'm putting it off another day. I need to do it, but I'm not. Uh, You know, if I had to do it, then I'm gonna go do it. So like that's kind of the difference. Over there, it's like you need to do this. Over here, you're gonna do this. Like that's the difference, pretty much. Over here, they're gonna stress it to you. pre-trip. It's all about you learning it. And they also stress it. Yeah, you need to be on time. You better be on time over here. Like, I mean, like it's a whole different ball game over here. So I kind of feel like the realization is more put onto each student over here than it is Springfield. I'm not trying to say Springfield's wrong for what they do. Springfield's a lot, I guess, easier going than Pittston. Pittston's all like, hey, let's get this done. Let's get this done. Springfield's like, oh, we're going to take some time to do this. And both places are great. And there's awesome trainers in both places. Like, you got a lot of top 15 trainers in Springfield. And you got, I don't want to say two for sure over here, but there's two are over here right now that was at the top 15's banquet. This year, I think that there's three for sure that I'm pretty sure are going to be at the banquet. If for some odd reason I make it, then maybe four. But three people I know for sure that have been training over here in Pittston are going to be at the banquet this year. Me, last year I kind of had a bad year, so I don't think I'll make it. If I make it, awesome. If I don't, then there's always 2020, or actually 2021. I'll make it because the banquets are about the year before. Like 2018 is the year that counted for the 2019 banquet. So I made it to the 2019 top instructors banquet. I made it to that one. So last year was a bad year. 2019, the banquet's going to be the 2020. Yeah, 2020 banquet, and I don't think I'm going to make it. So that's for the year 2019, if that makes sense. So the banquet's after the year that you did it in. And I like going to the banquets because I feel like I put in the hard work, and I like to have the banquet show my wife, like, look at how good I'm doing. Like, I love taking my wife to it because I like her to see, like, the appreciation, the respect I get as a trainer, like, to see that I'm a part of this big company, like I'm a cog in their gears that makes it run. Like, I love to, like, let her see, like, what all I have accomplished, and it's a really good time. There's a bunch of great people there. I mean, like, it's just like a thing to show my wife how much I've worked. I kind of do it, like, think of it like that, because even if I don't make it to the banquet, I'm still going to do the best I can. And my wife just says she's beyond impressed with Prime and Rob Lowe. Like, my wife got to meet Rob Lowe at the banquet, so she got to meet Rob Lowe. She got to see him get up there and give a speech for the banquet and stuff like that. Timothy says he's 52 and makes as much as he can. Yeah, dude. Hey, I tell my wife all the time, I'm gonna work at Prime until, like, I pretty much die. Like, there's no retiring for me. I'm just gonna keep on training and keep on putting out students and keep going. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll retire. I got a little bit of retirement from the state of Texas. I didn't cash out my retirement over there. I did 10 years. I was vested. Did like almost 13. I just rounded up to 13. It was almost 13. So who knows? Maybe someday I'll get tired of trucking and I'll just be fed up with it. And I'll be like, I'm done trucking. Like, I'm leaving trucking. Like, no time soon, but in the future. And I might go back to Texas and find me a little state job to finish up my last few years to get the full retirement from the state. Who knows? My wife's probably listening to this right now and saying, we ain't moving again, because she had to pack up the whole house by herself and move it. Like, so she's probably like, we ain't moving again. But yeah, you never know what the future's to hold for you. So, like, you always got to keep your mind open to whatever It might change tomorrow. I might wake up tomorrow and be like, yeah, I'm done training. I'm going to test out these two guys. I'm done training, but I really doubt it because I really enjoy training. Like I spent a lot of money printing out those sheets of paper, the laminated and stuff, and now I'm thinking that I should have did two sets of them because if I have two students ever again, if I have two sets of the whole pre-trip laminated like I only have one set right now. I need two. That way I could give. Here's one stack for you. Here's one stack for you. Y'all bring it back to me whenever y'all are done. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm rambling along, and I've been talking a whole hour. So, man, y'all just be safe out there. If you're over the road, hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're watching this for the first time. You know, I do these lives. It's the perfect time for if you're thinking about coming to Prime. It's the perfect time for you to get in here and ask an actual PSD instructor, hey, what's going on? Because I'm at the ground level. I'm at the ground level when you come into this place. I pretty much know what you're dealing with and I know where you're coming from. You want to ask some questions about coming out here? I'm the perfect person to ask. Chad Rich is an instructor and he's a TNT trainer. So, Crazy Bags, he's a trainer and instructor too. I mean, like they know the ground stuff too. So, get on these YouTube channels, ask away. Don't be scared to talk up. Anything you want to know, just ask it. But I'm leaving for the night. Thanks everyone for coming in here and chit chatting with me for a while, spending the night. But I'm out.